Meanwhile, President Trump intends to meet with Russian leader Vladimir Putin as soon as next week, but only if it's tied to a peace deal with Ukraine. And the Kremlin saying, quote, concrete preparations have been made with our American colleagues to hold a meeting in coming days. Former Secretary of State and Fox News contributor Mike Pompeo joins us. Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here. I want to get your reaction to this news. The Kremlin saying that in principle, a meeting is hopefully set for next week, and even a venue may have been identified.
Well, Griff, great to be with you this morning. Looks like some progress was made yesterday, according to the president, when Mr. Witkoff met with Putin. President Trump thinks that at least lays the groundwork for the opportunity to meet next week. But we should make no mistake about it. The days ahead will be interesting because the new tariffs come into place, tariffs on those who are purchasing Russian oil, the very thing that's continued to fuel and fund Vladimir Putin's terror campaign against the Ukrainian civilians in Kyiv and all around that country. And second, we'll see if he continues to launch missiles there in the days that are ahead in the preparation for the meeting, and if it really comes off, if there really is a basis, which President Trump said is a condition. Look, I'm confident President Trump will continue to ratchet up the pressure. He can clearly see, and we can all clearly see, he has grown frustrated that Putin has not been prepared to commit to a ceasefire, as President Zelensky has consistently done. And then we shouldn't forget, President Trump said he'd not only meet with Putin, he'd meet with Zelensky. He informed our European partners. So I think we are starting down a path where Putin realizes that this has to end, and it has to end quickly.
A lot to unpack there, Mr. Secretary, and you're right. In the Kremlin statement, the trilateral meeting, they're a little less optimistic about that. Nothing concrete there. But let's talk about that pressure, because President Trump says he will continue to apply those sanctions. And if you look, we're talking ultimately at those that buy oil from Russia. Top importers, the 5 top importers are China. You see there at the top, 229 million. India second, 140 million, and the list goes on. Now, we saw a 25% tariff towards India that could go up to 50%. Is that going to work?
It's going to work if it's enforced. And I'm confident President Trump doesn't put sanctions in place without enforcing them. This was the failure of the Biden administration. For 4 years, we were told they put sanctions on Russia and this was going to bring Putin to his knees, but they simply didn't enforce the rules. I think President Trump will. You're right. 50% sanctions on a partner, a friendly nation, India. Just reminding them you can't fuel the Russian war effort. And the same to the Chinese. We need to make clear to them it is unacceptable. We're trying to do a trade deal with you, and you're funding someone who's killing innocent civilians in Ukraine. I think President Trump will begin to ratchet up that pressure. It starts tomorrow, August 8th. And if we can get that in place, get it enforced, you can begin to bring down the Russian economy and put real pressure on Vladimir Putin.
Mr. Secretary, you've been in this role. You've gone into meetings like this. Take us inside your perspective. What do you see as the sticking points and the tangible takeaway?
Griff, 2 thoughts. One, I have been in meetings with Putin. I've been in meetings with Putin with President Trump. President Trump always knew what it was he was trying to accomplish coming out the other side. He wasn't doing these meetings just for the sake of holding them, and that's important. I think that'll be true if he agrees to follow through and actually have this meeting with Putin. Second, in the end, Putin has to make a decision whether the cost of continuing this campaign is more expensive than the benefits he's receiving, the political applauds at home, the money that's going to the Russian war machine. We have to make sure, Europe and the United States need to make sure that that cost for him continuing is too great. That will be the thing that will drive him to a negotiating table and give President Trump the chance to get a good outcome for the world.
Are the stakes higher, Mr. Secretary, because President Trump has been frustrated with Putin and in some ways felt a bit played by previous statements he's made, but yet he continues to bomb and attack Ukraine?
Well, Griff, I don't know if that makes the stakes any higher. The stakes couldn't be higher. This is serious stuff. Out of an aggressive campaign against Europe, a war of aggression now that's gone on almost 4 years at this point. That is serious business, no matter the background or context. And don't make no mistake, too, the Chinese Communist Party is fueling this effort of Russia. So Xi Jinping is watching, too. This will set the table for the rest of President Trump's time in office. And I'm very confident President Trump will achieve a good outcome for our country.
Stakes couldn't be higher. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, thank you for taking time.
Thank you, Griff. Have a good day.